I'm going to continue downsizing my kitchen by looking at all of the utensils I use when cooking. So I have a drawer here next to my stove that you can't really see, but it's full of wooden spoons and spatulas and things like that. So I'm going to start by pulling everything out and making sure the drawer is completely empty. This is a good time to wipe it out if you want to, or if there's crumbs in there, or use a little vacuum cleaner. So everything comes out. Okay, now I'm going to show you these dividers that I really like. These are sort of spring-loaded dividers. You can get them on Amazon. These are made out of bamboo, so they look nice in the drawers. You put these little sort of grippy pads on the ends to hold them in place. They're not perfect. They do squidge around a little bit, but I find these are better and more useful than using plastic drawer dividers that separate things. So these I have in one large rectangular drawer. I have 3 of these. So that creates 4 slots for me. All right, I'm going to start with a category that's just really easy in my mind, wooden spoons. So I have a lot of wooden spoons, and I like them. I use them when I cook, but this is maybe excessive for my new space, especially if I'm not going to be cooking nearly as much. So I start by looking at similar items. And I say, oh, look, I have 3 of the exact same wooden spoon, and one of them has a crack on top. Well, that's easy. Let's get rid of the one with the crack. And then I have 2. Okay, feasibly, I'll use 2 of these. I have this wooden bamboo spoon that I use when I'm cooking in my wok, but I'm not bringing my wok anymore, so this one can stay behind. Then I have some that are a bit more, squared off on the top. And I'm going to just pick the best looking one and leave the rest behind. So suddenly I've gone from 7 wooden spoons down to my favorite 3. From there, I'm going to look at spatulas. So personally, I really like these heat-proof or high-heat spatulas. I know that every time I sort of leave them in a hot pan that they're totally fine, they don't melt, and they go in the dishwasher. So these are a top choice for me. They came in a set of 3, so all 3 of those come. And then I've got these ones, sort of the old school spatula. I don't love them. I'm covered with the other 3. I'm going to leave these 2 behind. I will bring one basting brush. It's easy to clean. It goes in the dishwasher. It's not very big, and sometimes I use it for egg or something, so I will bring one of those. But I happen to have 2, so that's easy to leave one behind. Let's see what else. I have a lot of like cake decorating spatulas, and I don't really plan to decorate any more cakes, so these are all good choices to leave behind. Or give to someone in your life you know might like to decorate cakes. Maybe it's a neighbor, maybe it's a grandchild. These are good things that you could kind of gift maybe as a set. Perhaps the person who receives your KitchenAid mixer might want these items too. Okay, then from there, I'm going to look at tongs. I do like using tongs when I'm cooking, and I will plan to use more of those. So here I'm going to keep a long set and a short set. And any other ones I think I can leave behind, except I am going to bring these dopey old bacon turners because I plan to still make bacon, and these just by far are the best choice, I think, for that. So I'm going to bring them. Look, I have some pumpkin carving items. These would be great to leave with a neighbor or maybe give to grandchildren where you plan to carve pumpkins in the future, but I know I'm not going to do that in my new space, so I'm going to leave these behind. Let's see. I have 2 sets of salad servers, and I always choose these ones. They're my favorite. I think they look really nice and they're easy to clean, so I'm going to leave this set behind. And then I have 2 graters or microplaners. This one is great for like grating fine cheeses and zesting. And this one's slightly larger, but they're so similar it doesn't make sense to bring both. I'm going to choose the smaller one. Okay, and then things like an extra cutting knife, or this is a cake server. I don't plan to serve a lot of large birthday cakes anymore, and I know if I do, a good old knife is going to work just fine. So I'm going to leave these two items behind. And then things like a large pizza cutter or a ice bucket spoon, where I maybe won't use that in the future. These are good things to leave behind too. Remember, you can use just a big knife to cut a pizza. So if I'm not making microwave pizza or a homemade pizza very often, that's a really good choice to leave behind. So suddenly I've gone from one drawer full down to about half that capacity. And I know that I can bring that along to my new space. The drawers are smaller, but I'll still have room for these things. I personally really like items that are easy to reach on the counter. This can add a little visual clutter, so these items could go in this drawer, but I've gone through this previously and I know that everything in here I do use. It's easy to clean, it's in good repair, so I am going to bring this whole utility jar.